Okay, so for timed exams that are short, and by short I mean like an exam where you actually where you feel the time pressure. Um, so for these type of exams, and these can be open book or closed book. Number one tip is to watch the clock and make sure you're on track to finish on time. So if you're doing them on the computer, typically you could just look like wherever it says the time on your computer. Or if you wear a watch, that's great as well. But the one thing I would recommend against is to use your phone as a clock, because your phone is very tempting and distracting and could come in with notifications and stuff. If you must use your phone, put it on do not disturb mode or like airplane mode or something so that you don't get distracted. Next tip is to start somewhere even if you don't know where to start. Um, so this is a pretty common thing that happens to people where you like take an exam, and then you look at the exam and just like blank out and your mind blanks out. You don't know where to start and you feel like paralyzed. In these situations, usually just sitting there in paralysis will not help you make progress in the exam. So if you find that like happening to you, just like pick some problem and just try your best to do it. Just start, and then you'll find that like once you actually start doing the problem, like your head will start like clearing up, and you'll be able to focus again. But if you just sit there paralyzed, typically you just end up like wasting time and not really getting anywhere with it. My next tip is to show your steps in order to maximize partial credit. What this looks like will differ from subject to subject. But typically, when the graders are grading, they want to give you as much partial credit as possible. So the more you show your work, the more they'll be able to be like, okay, well, they were on the right track and then they kind of got lost here. So we can give them at least the points for this part. Or overall, they had like some kind of argument that made sense. They just did it wrong. So we can give them a couple points. You just want to maximize as many points as you can get rather than just leaving it blank or writing an answer, but it being the wrong answer. And then my final tip for this is if you get stuck, move on and come back later. You don't want to spend too much time on one problem. It's better to like make a good stab at every problem than to stay too long on one problem and get stuck.